Welcome back to Becoming Better Together. I'm your host, Brie. Let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to continue the theme of Halloween a little bit, this theme of fall, and talk about characters. And I really like to use cartoons and Disney movies and historical characters, but also anything fiction. I like to use these to help clients really understand and paint a picture. I'm a very visual person. I grew up as a fan of Disney. I watched every single Disney movie, I don't know how many times. And so if you're in that kind of age group with me, or you just had kids that grew up on Disney, this can help you. And so what I want to talk about today is the little voice that we all have inside of us that tells us naughty or nice things. And it's called our self-defeating character. And so all day long, I bet you talk to yourself without realizing it, or maybe you definitely realize it at this point. But what happens is we do have different voices inside of us, and our self-talk, the voice that is our kind of internal dialogue or internal narrative, can take on some different flavors. And it would be great if all of our self-talk was amazing and we were the cheerleader for ourselves and we treated ourselves with kid gloves and we were our own best friend and we said nothing but positive, glowing, fantastic things. But is that actual reality? Are you in your internal voice your own best friend? Are you giving yourself the kid gloves? Are you pumping yourself up every moment of every day? Or do you have a self-defeating character that tells you you aren't good enough? Oh, you don't look good today. Wow, you've gained some weight. Ooh, look at that. And it's like the little villains that live in your back of your mind. Maybe it's voices from the past. Maybe it's voices from exes. Maybe it's voices from your mother. Whatever it is, we have those little voices. We have those little thoughts that creep in and they eat at our self-esteem. They eat at our confidence. They eat at our momentum. They can tell us not to take the business opportunity, not to take the new job. Stay safe. It'll be okay. It's your self-defeating character. And we all have one. And so if you're like, no, I don't, I'm amazing. Good for you, but you're a liar. And so what I want you to think of today, we can dance with this character. We can get to know it. We can learn to love our little characters inside of us, like we would love a little Disney princess or a little character from one of your favorite tales growing up. Maybe it was Toy Story. Maybe it was one of those toys that you actually had as a kid. We're going to pretend, use your imagination with me today, and we're going to go back in time, and we're going to identify and characterize that little voice that says bad things to you so that once you are aware of it, you can call it out and you can take its power completely away. How does that sound? All right, so for me, this is a fun activity that I do with almost every single one of my clients because it really, really, really does help. Again, when you can raise that awareness, you can call out that voice, we can take the power from it. And so if your self-talk is just fundamentally negative and you're just hard on yourself, maybe you're one of those people, that's okay. You can change it. And so that's how this is going to help slowly as you build awareness and then you replace those stories. You can change this. You don't have to be so hard on yourself all the time. You can get better. And so let's get better. So for you, think about what is that little voice that you have in your head and what does it usually say to you, positive or negative? Mine, I have two little characters and this is how I envision them. Again, I'm very visual, so this really helps me. Hopefully it'll help you the same. If you've ever seen Hercules, I call them my little gremlins. They're basically Hades' two little bumbling sidekicks, Pain and Panic. And they sit on my shoulders in my mind and they tell me bad things. They tell me things all the time that aren't true and they're just little bumbling fools and they are my self-defeating characters. I can literally see them. I can hear their voices sometimes when I'm having that awareness of when I have a negative thought. You aren't good enough to do this. Who would listen to you, Brie? You're not Tony Robbins. Those don't have to be true. Often they're coming from my little gremlins, my little self-defeating characters that, again, they were instilled in you, in your brain, in your memory, in your subconscious somewhere at a time to keep you safe. Usually it comes up from when we are first in development between ages 0 and 12. We don't have a fully figured out analytical mind yet. And so we can hear things, we can pick them up, we can absorb them. If somebody told you, you're pretty, but you'll never be very smart, as a little kid, you've been wearing that like a badge of honor since, sometimes you don't even realize it. And so those self-defeating characters a lot of times come from the negative self-talk of the past when we were little tiny emotional sponges. We were little tiny kids. We don't remember, or we had no way to combat this. And yet the character still lives. And so it's going to be there. It still has life. You're breathing life into it every day as you live. However, it doesn't have to control us. And so for my two little gremlins, I call them Pain and Panic. Once I had figured out kind of who they were, how I could put a character around it, and learn to call them out. Say, you are not correct, Pain or Panic or whoever. You can visualize them in a comical and a humorous way. And again, you can learn to dance with them. You can learn to just tell them, because it's usually your inner child coming through. You can tell them it's safe, it is okay, and you can move past it. And you can then turn your self-talk to be the cheerleader for yourself, to be the best friend, and turn the you're not good enough, the you're not pretty enough, you're not successful enough, you failed in the past, therefore you're a failure. All of those things that you have told yourself before, you can turn those around. You can have your little characters help you. We will talk about that in another episode later. But for now, identify your characters. Actually pick them out, give them characteristics so that you can visualize them, and again, build the awareness so you can take the power and just bust through it. You can take the power away from them completely, and you can take the power back on the self-talk you actually want, not the thoughts that just pop up automatically because of things that happened to us when we were a kid and we had zero control over it. How does that sound? Good. All right. So for me, Pain and Panic. What I also envision, and maybe Wizard of Oz has probably changed, but I also just envision them sitting behind a curtain half the time and just pulling levers and just giving me these bad ideas like, you should go do that, you should eat the pizza, don't go to the gym, we don't feel like it. And they're just pulling little levers and they're like, we're gonna send Brie down this path today. What you can do is, again, you can, once you have some of those thoughts and you're like, I know that's probably not, this is my moment now, this is what she was talking about, I have this negative self-thought, I have this thought of, why would I go work out? Because I'm never going to lose the weight. Why would I go do this? Because this is who I am and it never matches. Why would I start an online business? Because who's going to listen to me? When you have these thoughts come up, now you can pull the curtain up on your self-defeating characters and you can bust them in those moments. And you can visualize, and literally, this is how I do it and it works for me. I can literally see the curtain lifting up, them looking up at me, very guilty, and being like, oops, she found us. And then again, you can get rid of that limiting belief. You can let it go because you can tell them it's okay, it's safe. We can grow the business. We can go to the gym and become the fitness guru we've always wanted to be. We can join the MLM and be extremely successful, even though I tried before in the past because I'm a different person today. You can tell them your new truth, that it's safe, it is okay, and you can carry on forward with the thought that you choose, and the three of you can go on together. And it has really worked for me. I've given it to a lot of clients. We giggle about it. I've got a Squidward in the club. I've got an Eeyore in the club. It's that voice that tells you you're not good enough. There's just different things. Again, if you can find some humor with it, if you can make a character out of it, something from your childhood that you love, and you can just have some fun and learn to dance with, appreciate it, you don't have to be so damn hard on yourself all the time. And this is me talking to me. I was and can still be extremely hard on myself. So having the character behind it, having the little Disney characters that have helped me out, me have that moment with them, tell them, I'm safe, it is okay, we got this. And you can move yourself forward, and I'm telling you, the energy will change. It'll mentally shift you into such a better place. Your self-talk over time will automatically get better, and pain and panic are sleeping now behind the curtain. They don't pop up very often anymore. And yours, you can put them to sleep too and let them rest because they're probably tired. They're probably tired of talking to you all day long without realizing it. And so it's time, if you can do this, you can let them rest. And you can let your self-talk automatically get better and better and better over time so that your little self-defeating characters, they can go to sleep and you can have a much more empowering character start to enter your self-talk automatically, and you can be the cheerleader. It works. It can be fun. It doesn't have to be scary and daunting. You can have fun with this. And if you have kids that are maybe sometimes anxious or super anxious, you can use this activity with them too. hey, let's name the people, like our little cheerleaders and our little support systems for ourselves. Let's name them, let's give them characteristics, and let's pretend. And your imagination is an incredible tool. We don't use it enough in adulthood. We really don't. Use it today. Flex it. Have fun with this. It can really, this can help your self-talk so much if you're willing to try. And so if you do come up with characters, please let me know. I love this activity. It is one of my favorite ones by far that I've done with my clients. Please let me know if you pick out your characters or if right away you're like, oh my gosh, it is Squidward. He's living in my mind too. I know exactly what you're talking about. We can relate. So please let me know on social media. Tag me at Brie Willits in this episode, or just reach out to my inbox and we'll have a conversation all day long about your characters. If you need help finding them, I will do that as well. That's what I got for you today. Go have some fun. Go dance with your pain and panic, your little gremlins, whoever's in your mind running around that you would like to let to sleep and take a nap for a while and replace it with some better self-talk. It's possible. If I can do it, have a little fun with it. So here you. I will see you guys next time.